Hello students, today we will talk about our next reaction which is very interesting and very easy. You are very lucky if you have this reaction in the exam. So, two German scientists who received Nobel Prize in Chemistry for the discovery of this reaction, Diels-Alder reaction. So the cycloaddition reaction between a conjugated diene, a molecule with two alternating double bond, which is this one, and a dienophile, alkene or alkyne to form unsaturated six-member rings, and a duct is known as the Diels-Alder reaction. A duct, again we have a duct. So this is diene and this is dienophile. So this is only one step mechanism. All the bonds breaking and forming occurs at the same time. So how it will occur that this bond will move from this carbon to this carbon, and this bond move from this carbon to this carbon, and then this pi bond moves here. Okay, understand? So I will repeat. Said this double bond, this bond breaks here, and then we have one bond, new bond here is this one. So this is our new bond, and then this double bond will break pi bond, and this will move here, and this pi bond move 2 to 3 position, and then we have new compound. So it is a one step reaction. So the mechanism of this reaction is concerted, meaning that all bond forming and bond breaking happens at the same time. The reaction proceeds in a first step cycloaddition, no intermediates formed in this reaction. So we have 1,3-butadiene reacted with ethylene, we have cyclohexene. And you have to keep in mind that the diene must be in cis form. So if it is in trans form, it will not form bond with dienophile. It must be in cis form. And during heating, you will also change transform into cis form. The diene that are at that moment is the S transform conformation do not react, while the diene in the S cis conformation can easily react. Similarly, an S cis diene in ring form can readily react due to being locked up in one stereochemical form. So this you already study about cis trans conformation. So I will tell you that if we have diene in trans form, it will not react. It must be in cis form. So now we will look on the example. 1,3-butadiene react with methyl acrylate. Then we have 1 carbomethoxy 3-cyclohexane. So you don't have to look at this what you have on the side of the dienophile. Okay, it will stay here. Okay, only these bonds will break. So in this reaction, this bond will break, and we have new bond here which is from this direction to this direction, and this bond will break, and we have one bond, new bond till here, and this bond will break, and then we have here. So then we have 1 carbomethoxy 3 cyclohexane. And then if we have 1,3-butadiene, it reacts with acrolein, and we have 3 cyclohexane 1 carboxy aldehyde. Okay, CHO will stay on its position. You don't have to change the position of CHO or any functional or any group which is attached to any carbon. Suppose if we have one group at position 1 of diene, we will not change it. Okay, and this is some few example that cis disubstituted, and we have cis product, and if we have trans disubstituted, we have trans product of this reaction. So what are the important conditions? The diene present must be conjugated. There should be electron withdrawing group attached to the dienophile. or halogen. The diene must be in a cis conformation. So these are the few steps you have to remember, because if I did not tell you, or if you are new in the reaction, you will forget which is diene, which is dienophile. Okay, then we will see where our electron withdrawing groups are attached. So these are few examples of electron withdrawing groups. So what are the applications of this reaction? So it is responsible for the synthesis of steroid, which is cortisone, and cholesterol, preparation of hydrogel for drug delivery system, and synthesis and biosynthesis precursor of the amino acid, and also used to prepare anti-cancer medications and also psychotherapeutic treatments. So these are the few applications of this reaction, and I am very thankful to you for your attention. If you have any question, you can ask. Hello dear students, today we will talk about Parkin reaction. So Parkin reaction is an organic reaction. So we need aromatic aldehyde which react with anhydride and sodium salt of that anhydride, and we have alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid. So the Parkin reaction is an organic reaction that is used to make alpha beta unsaturated aromatic acid, mostly cinnamic acid, by the condensation of an aromatic aldehyde and an acid anhydride in the presence of an alkali salt of the acid. So it is developed by a chemist, which is William Parkin, in 19th century. So what type of catalyst we are using? So we will always use catalyst, like here we have propionic anhydride, we will use sodium propionate as catalyst. So if we have acid anhydride, we will use sodium acetate. So if we have acetic anhydride, we will use sodium acetate, and then we have cinnamic acid plus acetic acid. So now we will look on the mechanism. So we have acetate ion in the start. So this acetate ion is from the catalyst which we use sodium acetate. So this is acetate ion without sodium. So it will react with acetic anhydride and it will take this H. And then we have acetic acid and anion of acetic acid. Just we remove this proton from acetic anhydride, then we have anion of acetic anhydride. So this carbon now will react because it forms 3 bonds only and 1 electron is unshared. So now this benzaldehyde react with this carbon, and this carbon attach with the carbonyl group of benzaldehyde, and then we have adduct. The 2 molecule combines and we have C6H5 CHO negative, CH2 C double bond O, O C double bond O, CH3. And now in the step 3, protonation will occur, that this adduct will take H from the acetic acid which is formed in the first step, and this H forms, and then we have intermediate product 1 and this acetate ion which is in the solution, and we will not use this solution. And this one is C6H5 CHOH, CH2 C double bond O, O CH double bond O, CH3. So in the step 3, internal proton transfer and elimination of water will occur. How? This H with this oxygen and H removes it, and then we have intermediate product 1. In intermediate product 2, we have to heat the solution so that it will break. And then we have hydrolytic cleavage. We have acetic acid. We will take what we will take H from water, and OH will attach with this carbon, H with oxygen and OH with this carbon. Then we have cinnamic acid plus acetic acid. So this is almost 5-step reaction, and at the end of the product we have cinnamic acid plus acetic acid. And the important condition for Parkin reaction is that the aldehyde used must be aromatic, because if aliphatic aldehydes are used, then aldol condensation will take place rather than Parkin condensation, and the product will be an aldol, not alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid. This reaction only takes place in the presence of a base, and we use the base from acid anhydride. So we will use the base of that anhydride. And the fourth step, the removal of water molecule 7 to 180 degree temperature must be maintained. You have to maintain the temperature because we want that reaction will move forward. Okay, if you don't provide the temperature or the catalyst, the reaction will not move forward or it will affect your yield. What are the application? Mostly it is used to prepare cinnamic acid. So these all are the uses of cinnamic acid. So it is used in perfume industry, in the synthesis of dyes, and also in anti-cancer preparation of anti-cancer medicine. So these are all the uses and applications of Parkin reaction. So thank you very much. If you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you.